Hi, I'm Stephen Dugal, Managing Partner with Northwestern Mutual of Louisiana, and we are a proud sponsor of Real New Orleans because it reflects the love for the city we serve. So for all of us at Northwestern Mutual of Louisiana, thanks for watching.
I'm here at the beautiful Maison Dupuis Hotel in the historic French Quarter of New Orleans, and their restaurant, Le Méritage, is playing host to the 5th annual French Quarter Wine Festival. So let's go in the restaurant, meet the chef, and talk about this exciting celebration. Hi, Chef Farrell.
Hi, Mary.
It's so great to be back at Le Méritage with you.
Thank you.
This time talking about food pairings with wine. Last time we just talked about your food, because the French Quarter Wine Festival focuses on food pairings and combining the food and the wine.
That's right.
The wine festival is so exciting. Where did it all begin?
It all started in 2006, was our first wine festival.
And this year's going to be even bigger and better.
Bigger and better. We have over 200 labels of wine presented. We're going to block off Burgundy, the street behind the hotel. It's going to be a bigger and better party than last year.
And the grand opening night is March the 18th on a Friday, and it runs through May.
That's correct.
But you know the grand opening is going to be exciting because you have a stage, and I hear Rebirth's going to play. That's going to be a lot of fun.
That's right. We have actually 3 bands that night.
And I can't imagine, but wines from around the world and winemakers.
That's right. That's the best part of the wine festival for us.
Well, you have a beautiful display here of wine and food pairings. Why don't you walk us through?
Sure. I have a shrimp and grits here with a tasso red-eye gravy, and I'm serving that today with a duckhorn Sauvignon Blanc decoy. Another signature dish on my menu is the rossini, which is a beef tournedos with a piece of foie gras on top. I'm serving that actually with a Cabernet from Silver Oak, which is here. I have another plate that I serve in the restaurant, which is a braised short rib on butter poached potatoes with a basil gremolata, and I'm serving that with an Argentinian Malbec, which is called Basca.
Well, there's certainly an art to the pairing because you have to know the reds and the whites and what goes with what. There's even dessert wines, is that true?
Absolutely. We pair all our desserts with wines, after dinner wines, ice wines, ports, any number of things. Fantastic.
And Le Méritage has a wine expert. It's a wine steward called a sommelier.
That's correct.
And I think you have him here today, and we want to go over there and learn a little bit more about wines, and we'll be back with you in just a minute.
Sounds great.
Hi, Kevin.
Hello.
Just what is a wine sommelier?
Well, a sommelier is a student of wine. I like to think of it as. In a restaurant setting, a sommelier is the wine server, the wine selector. Here at the Maison Dupuis, I'm in charge of the wine program. So that entails, selecting wines, serving wines, recommending wines to guests at tables.
That's great. And speaking of explore, how does one explore the many layers in great wines?
Well, let's demonstrate. Sommeliers like myself like to use a method that we call deductive tasting. First, you start with sight. I like to use here, we have a white piece of paper. You hold the glass up to it and you take a look at it. Now you see right now how dark in color that is compared to other wines. Some Pinot Noirs might be much lighter. Obviously white wine is going to be more silvery. So that's your first indicator, sight. You can tell this is a dark, rich wine just by its color. Then we can swirl the wine, just activates it, oxygenates it a little, lets the bouquet come out, and then you can go ahead and smell the wine.
I find white wines are a little more tart than the red wines, or not necessarily, because I like sweet wines.
Well, they can be. White wines can go anywhere from very full-bodied and buttery to very dry and tart, like a Sauvignon Blanc. But white wines, I find, are very unexplored. Not to go off on a tangent, but there is a wide realm, including white Burgundies and aged white wines that are very rich and often overlooked.
Okay, the art of drinking wine would be sipping wine, or I see some people actually gulp wine, but I think the sipping is the way it should be done.
Well, I think you can savor it more. The slower you drink it and the more you allow it to cover your taste buds. And a lot of people will run it through their mouth a few times before they swallow it to explore the taste.
Kevin, we have winemakers from around the world, I understand, at the Wine Festival this year. What are some of the wine makers that are coming from around the world?
Well, we cover the gambit this year. It's a great festival, 14 wine dinners all over the course of 2.5 months. We tasted Luigi Bosca, obviously from Argentina. We have Silver Oak, Opus One, Popular Wines, Cake Bread Cellars, Duckhorn Estates, Willa Kenzie, one of my favorite wines from the Northwest regions. We're all over the place, and it's all great producers. It's all winemaker driven. All fantastic wines. The dinners are going to be great.
Well, this is a place to be, and you've certainly done a great job in building the event every year. And as I said, this is your fifth annual.
Fifth annual, yes.
Well, we're going to talk to the chef now, and we're going to talk about the food pairings as he does so well. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Tell us about the pairings here with the food.
The way I do pairings for the French Quarter Wine Festival or any wine festival, wine dinner, I taste the wine that the vintner sends me. I then bring out the characteristics of the wine. I take notes. I cork the wine. I then open it the next day, taste it again, and try to rough out a menu on the characteristics, the style of the wine, and then I start to pair foods with it and work the details out. But it's a long process.
Well, you know, this is a place to be, and I know to be here that night you have to have tickets, so I'm encouraging everybody to call for your reservations or it's going to be sold out. It's been great being here, and I'm going to be at the opening night at the wine festival, and we're now going to go over to the courtyard and we're going to meet a local winemaker who happens to be a doctor, and he's also going to be here with his wines.
Great. Well, Mary, 1 minute before you go, I'd like to give you a present. This is a bottle of your own private label. It's Maison Dupuis Chateau de Mairie.
Oh, how cute. Chateau de Mairie. I will be here opening night, the French Quarter Wine Festival, Le Meritage Restaurant in the beautiful Maison Dupuis Hotel.
We look forward to it.
I'm joined by local winemaker, Dr. James Moises. Dr. Moises, I see you everywhere, from magazine stories about your wines, and also I read about you with your work as an ER doctor in Ochsner's Baptist Medical Center and also teaching at LSU and Tulane's medical schools. You wear many hats. How do you find the time to balance all of these opportunities?
You know, Mary, it's a challenge. It's fun. The two things I most enjoy in life are taking care of patients in the hospital and making wine. And I feel very fortunate that I'm able to do both.
And I know you have a hands-on approach to winemaking. Walk us through the process.
Sure. You know, the wines I make, as do most of the wines that come out of Oregon, are all hands-on small production wines. And everything from planting the vineyard and planting the vines to bottling the wine is done by us. About 10 years ago, I brought up about 10 people from New Orleans, and we actually planted the 10-acre vineyard to start the vineyard process. Since then, we've been able to harvest the fruit, and we make about 2,000 cases of wine a year. So I'm in the vineyard actually planting the vines, pruning the vines. We pick the grapes by hand. We hand sort the fruit so that only the best fruit makes it into the barrels. And then over the course of 10 months in the barrels aging, we then bottle it so that we can then bring it to the customer.
I know you must be loving life in the wine world because you are everywhere. You're at every wine reception, every wine party, all the clubs, but that's your marketing approach as well.
Well, yeah, you know, New Orleans enjoys fine food and fine wine. And so my wines have been very well received in the last year and a half that they've been down here. We're in most of the finer restaurants in town, and people enjoy drinking them.
And being a doctor, you're also concerned with the health benefits of wine. Share with us the health benefits of wine drinking.
Well, that's the beauty of being a doctor who's also in the winemaking business. The beautiful part about wine, specifically red wine, is it has a lot of health benefits to it, specifically Pinot Noir. Many people may have heard about antioxidants or resveratrol. And so the beautiful thing about making Pinot Noir is not only do I think it's one of the better tasting varietals that are out there, but it's actually more healthy for you than most of the other red wines that are available.
Dr. Moises, I'd like to propose a toast. Here's to you, a doctor and a winemaker, for bringing a healthier wine to the table and to the glass, and to the Maison Dupuis Hotel and Le Meritage for bringing the French Quarter Wine Festival to New Orleans. It's going to be a real New Orleans event. Here's to you, and here's to you.
Cheers.